Are you homeless? Do you have a car? Do you have land? Doubtless you have food and water, most likely, if you're in America. So many places to get food. Look, what the system's doing to us is pinning us down, and they have us separated. There's a lot of homeless, impoverished people in this country, but we're all separated. We need to think about organizing together and making a demonstration that they can't ignore, because that's what's happening, is we're being ignored. But there's definitely enough of us here to to totally make a scene. And what I mean by make a scene is just to not be ignored. We should start massive migrations, you know. It's what we should do. Because if you're oppressed and you don't have a home, you don't have a car, you don't have, even a car is not necessary. A piece of land and just a home. But I mean, if you're missing like these basic luxuries that other people have, some of these things are luxuries, some are necessities. Food, water, land, that's a necessity. But like that's been taken from us. We don't have the right to acquire land like we're human bodies, but they're saying we can't have the land. But it doesn't get better. Like some of you are still like fighting with the system and trying to like enter back into it because that's what they want you to do. They offer you help, but the help comes if you participate with the system and act like them. There are some places where you can get free food without people pestering you about religion and about law and order and about participating with the system. There are places where you can get free food without that. But largely, there's not. And largely, we're being pinned down and being forced to participate. But it's not going to work because we don't belong to the system. You're children of light. You're children of nature. Like money is darkness. And the money is what owns your land right now. The bankers and the greed thereof have confiscated it and divvied it up to whoever. I'm not going to get into just who owns what. But still, the fact is you can't claim the land, but it's there. And there's nothing on it. You can't hunt, but there's animals in the woods. They're trying to sell this overpopulation thing, but you can really, honestly, like if you do the math, you can fit everybody in the world shoulder to shoulder in an area about the size of the city of Los Angeles. You could fit everybody in the world in Texas and give them a little over an acre apiece. Now, some of us might want more land than just an acre, but you see what I'm saying, that the whole population of the world can fit in one small spot. Texas. It's a large area, really, but still, it's a small percentage, a 32nd of the land that's on the globe, maybe a 64th. I don't know. I haven't done the math on that, but I do know the math on fitting the population of the world inside of there. So there's more land to be had than that. But what I'm saying is that overpopulation isn't a factor. It's not a factor at all. They're just trying to sell us that. So they don't want us to hunt. That way they can say they're protecting us and our rights. Keep us from hunting. They charge us for that. They charge us for fishing. There's seldom a place where you can pick fruit, that's not a vineyard or something like that, or an orchard that somebody intentionally grew. And of course you don't want to touch those, but you don't find that stuff inside of the cities too much. There's a couple of nice spots in the USA where you can get free fruit like that, but it should be abundant everywhere. But we don't have the right to cultivate because we don't have the right to be safe in land and be secure. So, massive demonstration, massive boycott. Look, it can't get worse. I mean, it can get worse, but that's my point. It also can't. Like, it's already too bad is what I'm saying. But it can definitely be worse than what it is. But now is the time to stand because what you have is time. Time is what you have. And it's all being robbed from you, and you don't have safety, you don't have peace, you don't have joy, you don't have compassion, you don't have love for humanity because it's being robbed from you. They're pumping this negative energy venom into you that tells you can't move any which way. We have you like a boa constrictor, and it's putting negative energy into you, and it's keeping you in a state of lack rather than abundance, and keeping you in a state of insecurity and frailty, which keeps you off your game. Because if you're on your game, then you'll know what's going on. You'll be able to stop and slow down and pay attention because you're not really fearful. But they want you to be full of fear. That's why it is the way that it is, so they can keep you pinned down. But massive boycott, massive migration. We're losing all our stuff anyways. We can keep laying down and we can let them take it all from us, or we can stand up and we can start migrations. Um, a good idea. If someone has a better one, I'm down for it. But let's open up a discussion right here on the channel. Just comment in the video or start your own channel about it, whatever. But just like get the word out there in as many ways as you can before they totally start monitoring our social media, so we can make these connections that need to be made. And then maybe people could correspond by mail, an alternative way, regular mail, a safer way. Or we could just send messengers, if we feel like it comes to that. We could always just send a person with a letter to a location to meet a person. That way you don't have as much of a chance for being spied on. There's multiple ways around this, but we need to start a protest. We need to start going towards Washington, D.C., the White House, and we need to be protesting on the front lawn. We need to get all the people who are oppressed, who are losing things, who can't get a foothold inside the system, and who just want the piece of land and to be left the F alone. We need to get all those people together, and maybe like mega central megaplexes, like big cities and stuff, that have a large homeless population, like start a migration from there, like in early spring next year, early spring of 2019, and start moving towards the White House. That way we're not dealing with the cold and we can be out on the lawn protesting. By the time late spring or early summer sets in, we can just migrate through major city areas on the way there. And hell, people, we can block the road. We can block the highway as we walk, make ourselves noticeable. Like, they can't do anything to us. We have the right to protest in a peaceable way. And the truth is the system and the people that are participating with it are the ones holding you down, because they're the ones that love their money, and they don't have to be like that. They're just people. They can step away from the system and see what it's doing to other people. Truth be told, they're fine until it comes to their own door, and really it's already in their own door. They're just too dumb to see it. But that's what we should be doing. We should start south with major city areas and move towards the White House and get as many homeless people, as many impoverished people, as many people that are being denied their basic rights and their rights to survive, to come there and protest on the lawn, to make a scene until they hear us. Because really we need a lot more than just houses and lands. They have us as slaves. Your social security number is the Jewish barcode they talk about in the concentration camps. Whatever happened there, it's not what we're told, because the power didn't shift. They merged and became one. Like, if Hitler got out of there, then people knew that it happened, and people allowed it to happen. He wasn't just going to escape. I'm not going to speculate whether he did or he didn't, but, we remember Byrd going to Antarctica, and Byrd, it seems like, looking at it now, like maybe his story was intended to scare us, because the first thing that came out was about great weapons like nothing we've ever seen before, attempting to like scare the people away and keep us stupefied and not want to go to the area. And now, like, it's under the control of Cash, and they tell us it's all frozen, but we know it's bullshit. It's not. Why keep us out of Antarctica? You only keep enslaved people from land, but we're free. But that social security number that we have is definitely the Jewish barcode. It links you to the social system. They're doing the same thing that Hitler did, except in a different way. They are now sliding it in on us sideways and disguising it as many, many other things. But it's this cash, this greed, that's keeping us from our land and our basic rights. And that's what the barcode, the social security number, is all about. It's that identification with the system and making yourself one with the system. Your belongings are a prison right now with the world the way it is, because you're attached to them. People are fearful to lose them, but there's a lot of people who've already lost them. And that's who I'm talking to, the people who have already lost those things, and the people who maybe have those things but see that this is a problem, to stand up with your brothers. But yeah, we need massive migrations. We need to start south and work our way north towards the White House, or start west and work our way east, or east and work your way west. Whatever you need to do to get to the White House, that's what we need to be doing by next year, early spring. We don't need to wait any longer. We need to just move that direction, block roads on the way, and stop everything they're doing. Force the system to shut down so that it can't move and it doesn't have its money. That way they can't ignore us, because they need their cash. They're not going to come out and just slaughter us all. If anybody's worried about that, they're not going to do that. They are barbaric, but they would be too much. Like, there would be an outcry. Like, they would incite the other people against them. If that started to happen, people would start to get the big picture, because if they're willing to kill people who are just privately protesting, then they'll kill anybody. But that is their true color. They will kill anybody, but they're fearful because there's more of us than there are of them. They're fearful. So get the message out. We need to do something early spring next year. Organize things that we can, and I'll do what I can talking to people. But yeah, we need to make a move because it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. All right, America, watch your backs, and don't do anything they tell you. Don't consort with them. Don't act like you have to abide by their rules. The Constitution is separate from what the police force is enforcing. We're supposed to be free. Good luck, America.